The game's on the up and up. This year it'll be even better. True, we've lost some giants. They were a credit to the game. But we've also found some young'uns. They promise to be the same. That's what the big game's all about. It happens every year. We lose a few of our heroes, but find others who know no fear. We see them give it all they know. We see them give it their best shot. It's whether I'm known or famous, you gotta give it all you got. That season was a good one. We saw a big man walking tall. But who will it be this year to collect the greatest prize of all?
Sunday the 4th of October 1987. Welcome to Central Park, Wigan, for the Stones Bitter League Championship match between Wigan and Leeds. Two of the really great names in rugby league football. Both teams showing several changes for this afternoon's contest. The Wigan team, number 1 Hanson, number 2 Marshall, number 3 Stevenson, number 4 Byrne, number 5 Gill, 6 Russell, 7 Gregory, 8 Lucas, 9 Dermot, 10 Wayne, 11 Goodway, 12 Gildart and 13 Hanley. And the Wigan subs this afternoon, Edwards at 14 and West at 15. The Leeds side showing several changes from that published in the programme, although one field it has been, whereas Wigan preparing for the Manly game and suffering from injuries, maybe Wheaton with the team they're turning out today. The one feels that the Leeds team has been strengthened with their imports from the Antipodes. Number 1 is Gurr, number 2 Slippery Morris, number 3 Jackson, number 4 Gibson, number 5 Pratt, number 6 Creaser and number 7 Ashton. 8 is Tunks, 9 Maskell and 10 the big signing Crooks. 11 Rain, 12 Medley, 13 Powell. Substitutes Gunn and Brooke Cowden. Wigan have won the toss and so Leeds in the well-known colours will play from right to left. Fred Lindop blows them up and a deep kick. Coming to Angry Gregory, brings it inside. Wigan coming charging out. Marshall, tall boy, coming strongly in for his first run. Dermot behind the play the ball. Lucas trying to batter his way through the Leeds forwards who are up onto him quickly to hold him down to Gregory. Gregory, little overhead kick, been followed up well by Wigan and knocked on as they take it. Couldn't take it cleanly, he's not getting up. Goodway went down awkwardly on that, couldn't pick it up cleanly, could well be a shoulder injury. Tried to scoop that ball up and then followed that little kick from Andy Gregory up extremely well, but looking shaken. Wigan going to be needing these players for the great match which is coming up on Wednesday night, and that's an unfortunate start. The Wigan pack already with 2 reserves in it, and now Goodway injured. Breathing again, tough, hard lad, and he's up against a tough, hard pack this afternoon. There's some big lads in these Leeds forwards. The referee waves the clock on as the pack wheels all over the place, and Wigan knocked down and got a penalty for Leeds not going in straight. That's a bit of a let-off for Wigan in these early minutes. David Stevenson going to kick for touch down the Leeds right wing. 10 yards from the centre of the field. over towards the popular side. Not the crowd, not quite as big as usual. He finds it 10 yards short of the Leeds 25. The Leeds line out on their own 25. Once again, Lucas puts his head in, but easily taken by the Leeds defence. On to Gildart. Gildart running wide, running crossfield, getting no ground. He's bounced down for his pen. Dermot on to Wayne. Wayne, good running forward. Gregory. And Hampson's missed it. There's an intercept. Gibson having a run for the line. This could be trouble for Wigan. Marshall's after him. Gets his pass in. Good covering by David Stevenson. And one feels that Leeds should have scored there as Creaser comes up in the attack. Creaser inside. Powell moving along to Ashton. Ashton a long pass. And it's been dropped. That will slow the attack down. And Wigan have had time to cover back. But Hampson missed a pass there and Wigan were wide open. Now it comes on to this big prop Tonks, proving a handful. Gregory hanging on to him. Wigan hurling back. Wanting to get up quickly and Wigan are penalised. He wouldn't let him get up. So with 2 minutes gone, Wigan hanging on to this big prop Tonks. They had a job holding him and then they held him too well. They shoved him back and then held him down. And so Leeds, with 2 minutes on the clock, have a penalty right in front of the post. This should prove no problem at all. Well, Wigan were in full flight and the pass went astray and Gibson was on it very quickly and Wigan covered back well. Marshall did just enough to force him to pass and Stevenson covered extremely well to snuff out the danger. Now Lee Crooks with what should be a simple kick should give Leeds an early lead. Lost it high and he's got right underneath it and he's missed it. Now there's a let-off for Wigan. And got right underneath that one. It went very high but no power behind it. So Wigan drop out from the 25. Gets away from Gibson. Comes to full-back Gurr. Gurr having a run. Hanley going across with good way. And Wayne. Maskell waiting behind the play the ball. Maskell working a switch round the narrow side. Powell coming onto it and he's lost the ball and Marshall has it. Marshall being taken by Gibson. And Gregory behind the play the ball. Onto Hanley. Hanley moves it across onto Lucas and Leeds coming in very quickly and very hard. Dermot now to Wayne. Wayne decides he's going to take them on. Running at them. Can't get through as his legs are taken from under him. Dermot onto Gildart, and Gildart's being buried by these strong. He's lost the ball in the tackle. The fierceness of the tackle shook the ball out of him, and he dropped it. Maskell plays it back. Ashton trying to get his line moving. Both sets of forwards testing each other out as Powell now comes charging forward. Dermot comes in and he's pushed back by sound tackling. Good way in with a good hard tackle. Maskell, long pass to Ashton, trying to stretch the Wigan defence as Crooks moves it across, and Wigan moved up quickly to take Creaser. Crooks behind the play the ball. His kick has bit a Wigan player. Wigan have taken it cleanly. Referee lets the play carry on. It's flung back onto Hampson. He did well to take it, and he's streaking down the middle. Still going. A good run by Hampson. Gurr coming in, took a swing. Referee was right on top of it, and Hampson is not getting up. Crooks is complaining that he's having a bit of a lie down on him, but there was a swing there which the referee missed. Took Hampson high on the head. Gregory plays the ball. Gill having a little run from acting half back, breaking through, and then his ankles are taken by Powell. Dermot to Gregory. Gregory doing the run around with Dermot. Dermot trying to take them on, but the forwards are too big for him. Wigan a little bit bunks in the middle, they're thin on the left hand side, and that's the way that it's gone on to Wayne, but Wayne decides he's going to go straight down the middle. Hampson back on his feet as it comes out to Gregory. Gregory puts a little grubber kick, it's been knocked down, it's coming to Gurr up full back. Gurr running it out, gets out of one tackle, and Gildart hangs on to him and puts him down right in front of the post, 20 yards out. Wigan in quickly to take this big number 8 prop, Tonks. Doesn't get very far. Wigan watching him very carefully. Tight in the forwards, are coming hard on it. Good, strong, determined running by the Leeds pack at the moment. Medley came through then. Now it's Powell proving quite a handful, coming down the middle. Round the narrow side of the field again. Medley trying to drive his way through. Quick play the ball. Ball's flung back for the kick. Marshall's back. Hampson's back. Straight to Hampson. Takes it beautifully. A lot of players up there to take him. And he has to go down. Leeds are penalised for offside as Rain went into the tackle. 6 minutes gone. David Stevenson to kick for touch down the Leeds right wing. Hoists it high and surely finds it a couple of yards inside the Leeds half. Dermot coming over. Leeds not the 10 yards back. Referee holding up the game while the second ball comes off the field. Lucas decides he's going to play them on his own. Wayne doing a lot of hard work in the front row, doing the grafting work. Now it comes out to Gregory. Leeds lined up very flat as Russell up back to Gregory. Gregory and Goodway dropped it. Ball still loose on the floor, picked up by Creaser. Ashton waiting behind to play the ball. Plenty of Wigan cover and David Stevenson comes in, bounces his man down. Gibson behind to play the ball to Ashton. Ashton on to Powell. Powell picks and he bounced down. Good tackle by Lucas. Went in hard and tough and low. And he took him very cleanly. Switched by Maskell on to Crooks. Crooks slips. Wait, now nice pass, he dropped it. Ball still loose. Referee will surely give the knock on. Nicely slipped there by Crooks, but it couldn't be taken and so it's come down. Right in the middle of the field, 15 yards inside the Leeds half. Ref keeping them apart as Gregory comes over, puts it in, comes quickly out the side of the scrum. Russell can't take it cleanly, been snapped up by Ashton and he's dropped it, and Hampson takes and he's dropped it. Lot of loose play and the referee's giving the knock on. Several players scratching around for that on the floor, and this time it's Ashton to put the ball in for Leeds. A lot of tension in this game, and that shot out to Ashton. Hanley's round quickly to take him. Leeds onto Jackson. Jackson trying to come through. Hampson takes him well. Gurr coming up to act in half-back. Gets it out onto Rain. Rain running across the field, gaining no ground at all. Maskell now on changing direction. Gets it onto Tonks. Tonks gets rid of the ball, moves it on to Powell. Powell throws a wild one, and all Leeds can do is drop on it on the halfway line. Morris has come right into the middle of the field, and now Wigan are lining up very close as Ashton puts in a good grubber kick. Hampson takes it off his feet, turning inside, being bounced down by Gibson. Plays it back to Marshall, does the right thing, keeping it tight until his team have time to regroup behind him. Now it's Gildart trying to batter his way through these Leeds forward, but it's not on as Dermot moves it on to Gregory. Gregory dumb as if he's going to kick and he's caught in possession. Dermot to Goodway. Goodway puts a little overhead kick in, but it's covered by Ashton and Powell. Adams a lucky one, but it comes to Ashton. It bounced nicely for him. Gets it out well. Comes on to Gibson. Gibson coming inside, and he's bundled over the touchline. Wigan's put in just outside their own 25. 10 minutes gone, still no score in this hard, tough game. Wigan battling away. They're not at full strength today as Gregory puts it in. It coming out the lead side. Ashton, long one onto Creaser. Creaser onto Gurr. Gurr trying to make a break. Gets out of Hampson's tackle, still on his feet. Hampson comes back and completes it and rolls him over. Ashton behind the play of the ball. Onto Crooks. Crooks coming back inside, and a lot of penetration in that run by Crooks. Gets it back to Jackson. Jackson moves it across onto Powell, and Powell's being well tackled by the Wigan defence. Playing as a pack there, coming in hard together. Long one to Ashton. Ashton tries another long one, and Creaser's through. Lovely run by Creaser, but he's followed and taken from behind. The referee has given the forward pass as Dermot covered well to take him. There was a gap in the Wigan defence there. Creaser went through it, and the referee says the pass was forward, so it will be Wigan to feed, having lost the last scrum with the head and the put in. Lindop keeping the front rows apart. Now he lets them down. Ball's in, coming out quickly to Gregory. Gets it moving on to Russell. Russell can't get out of Crease's tackle. Byrne from behind the play the ball. Trying to get away, but he can't get out of the tackle. This Creaser comes in again quickly. Both sides lining up very closely. This game a bit bogged down as the defence is. The referee's only going back his 5 yards. And they're coming in very quickly. And Lucas has lost the ball again. He's been tackled so heavily. Ashton now moving it out onto Medley. Medley trying to come down the middle. Ashton waiting for the play of the ball onto Crooks. Hanley follows him. Looking very cumbersome this afternoon, Crooks, and he's being pushed back. Maskill to Ashton. Ashton onto Creaser. Creaser moving it along the line onto Rain. Rain's knocked to the ground. Now Powell coming over behind the play of the ball. Gets it onto his centre. Lets the ball go. Did well to get rid of that one. Maskill turns it inside and Powell caught in possession. Ashton holding it. Gets it out onto Crooks. Crooks is nearly through. Gets his pass in. And Marshall does well to intercept that. Went down on it bravely. David Stevenson from behind the play of the ball, trying to crack his way through, but he's smothered by Gibson. Dermot onto Lucas, and Lucas dies with it, finding it hard to get away from this Leeds tackling. And that's a good kick by Wigan. And the Leeds pack have swapped over the jerseys, so Rain is 12 and Medley is 11. Back inside the Leeds 25. In it goes, shoots straight out the side, onto Russell. Russell trying to make a break. Well taken by Creaser. Hanley's come across quickly, and Hanley having a run from behind the play of the ball. Creaser hangs on to him. Creaser doing a lot of defensive play for Leeds. Comes on to Wayne. Wayne decides he's going to go straight down the middle. And Leeds said, "Thou shalt not pass," as it comes to Lucas, and Lucas decides he's going to crash his way through. Dermot now with Gregory on his left, and it's to Gregory it goes, doing the run around with Russell. A long one onto David Stevenson. David Stevenson lets the ball go, and it's loose on the floor, and all Wigan can do is fall on it. Referee signalling 5 tackles have gone as it comes to Gregory, and he hoists a high one. They're all onside. That's a nasty one, and Gurr is caught underneath his post as Hanley followed it up well. Nicely placed kick by Gregory, well taken by Gurr. And the referee bringing them back to the 25, and Wigan have been caught out of position and in trouble. Well, that was a little difficult to understand as to why that had happened. Now they've an overlap here, and the ball goes loose. Gibson making a break. Wigan in a bit of trouble here as the wingman goes inside. Goodway coming across, takes Gibson and bundles him over the touchline. That was good cover by Goodway. I think Wigan were expecting a dropout under the post. They didn't get back quickly enough, and Leeds, alive to the occasion, have spurted down to the Wigan 25. The referee wanting them out on the 10-yard line. Gregory carefully walking round, approaching the scrum from the Leeds side. Puts it in, he gets on to Russell. Russell trying to get past Creaser, but he can no way past him. Gregory, long pass onto Byrne. Byrne's crunched to the ground. Gill has come inside, and Stevenson's gone out on the wing. Stevenson getting treatment. Wigan trainer gone on to him. And Dermot sends a short one, and Gregory puts a little kick in again. And it's loose. Gregory's up on it. Gregory can't, knocks it forward, and Gurr gets it. Bit disappointed with that, Andy Gregory. And now Medley running it out. Leeds playing good football, trying to stretch Wigan, a short pass, and they've an overlap here, and it's been well spotted by Marshall, comes in well. Creaser, a long pass, Ashton kicks. Thought he saw Hampson out of position, Hampson having to run in field, sidestepping his way into trouble. A bit of niggling going on in the tackle as Wigan move it across. Wayne driving forward, comes in hard, he's had the ball taken off him by Jackson. Maskell onto Tonks. Tonks coming hard, gets his pass in onto Maskell. And Wigan backpedaling, in a lot of trouble at the moment, under a lot of pressure in their own 25 as it goes out to Ashton. Ashton onto Crooks. Crooks a short pass and Wigan are in, smothering them, closing the gaps desperately at the last minute. Maskell waiting behind the play of the ball, trying to have a little run on his own. 5 tackles gone, says the referee. That was a bit of a wasted one. As Tonks puts an awkward grubber kick in, and all Gill can do, which he does well, is fall on it safely inside his own in-goal area. That was a testing little kick by Tonks, and we're going to have to drop out from underneath their own post, giving possession back to Leeds. 17 minutes gone. Hampson to take it, tries a deep one, and that's a very good kick. Powell having to go back to his own 25 for it. Powell striding out strongly, beautiful mover, comes into the middle and is well tackled by Russell. For a good kick off by Hampson. Wigan kicking through at the play of the ball and it's still loose. Referee signals back to one. Wigan tried to trap it. On to Ashton. Wigan being stretched. Marshall coming through. David Stevenson following his man, takes him from behind. Inside onto Medley. Medley getting nowhere at all. Maskell. Ashton moving it on to Crooks. Crooks puts his shoulder in. Wigan hang on to him, he doesn't get through. Now it goes to Tonks, and Tonks is coming hard, looking to get rid of the ball, and he does get rid of it. On to Powell. Wigan tackling desperately. Wigan, and the referee says you've done it 5 times, so the kick should be coming up now. And there's a little overhead kick which could be awkward. Ball's whipped inside and out. And it's Wigan's ball, it should be, as it's knocked on, surely. The referee lets it go to Gibson. Gibson passes off the floor, and he's penalised for it. And Wigan in trouble again, another trainer on once more. Wigan needing attention, they're in a lot of trouble there. And Marshall, who's played very bravely and very courageously so far, is in a lot of trouble there. Keith Mills having a look at his shoulder, and he looks as if he's all right. David Stevenson gets it into touch. Just short of the halfway line. Dermot coming up. Decided he's going to play them on his own. You're lucky to keep control of that. Referee right on the spot. As Gregory gets it onto Gildart. Gildart pounced down, picked up and hammered down. And a lot of toughness out there as it comes on to Lucas. Lucas on to Hanley, and Hanley's been taken man and ball, and David Stevenson goes in to help him. David Stevenson decides he's having a break and he's nearly through. He has Marshall and decides he's going on his own, and he's got it all. He has his ankles tapped a yard short. A great run by David Stevenson. Back to Marshall, and Marshall's lost it behind the play of the ball. Well, Wigan set it up nicely and then lost it. Now the acting half-back is caught. A bit much for a young lad coming into the team in a hard, tough game, and this is a hard, tough, bruising battle. As Ashton moves the ball in his own 25. Wigan going hard to take Medley. Ball still loose. And the ball's loose and Gill has it. Gill having a run in the middle, turning, and his ankles are taken from under him. Wigan trying to crash the way through in the forwards, not really got the strength. A great roar going from the crowd as Lucas decides he's big enough, but he's not. Andy Gregory getting ready for a move, and Lucas having a job getting up. Shaking, he's trying to take them on and go hard, and he's getting a bit of a battering. Wigan do a switch move onto Hanley. Hanley can't get out of that sort of tackling. It was well read by the defence. Wigan tried a switch, which didn't come off. Dermot to Gregory. Gregory holding it a long pass. Wigan trying to come through hard on the burst. The referee says 5 have gone as it comes to Hampson. Hampson hoists a high one and he's under it. And he flings the full-back over and he's bringing them back up to the 25 line again. It's the bomb. He said he's taking it cleanly. That's what he's giving. That's been caught cleanly in the in-goal area. Leeds now. Ashton trying to come down the middle. Maskell, a short one onto Tonks. Tonks gets the passage, gone astray, but it's come off. Jackson trying to come through. Good football being played as Crooks hoists a high one. Hampson having to go back as it sits up for him 10 yards out from his own try line. Hampson done with that he's going to kick, running crossfield. There are plenty of blue jerseys there and they hammer him down. Dermot behind the play of the ball, gets it out onto Gildart. And Leeds are hurtling into the tackles as Gill comes up. Now he's trying to have a run from acting halfback. Can't get his pass and he's still on his feet as he turns and he twists. Gets it out to Stevenson. Stevenson bringing Marshall inside. Good run by Marshall. Coming up to the halfway line. Great run. He has Russell with him. Tries to go on his own. And eventually he's caught, but it was a good run by Marshall. Got a bit lost eventually. Plays it back, Hanley inside. Russell to Gregory. Gregory holding it, dummying. Still Gordon, Ding made a break. Hanley's with him and his feet go from under him, but he gets it on to Russell. And Leeds just managed to stop it in time, and now Wigan turning it on. As Dermot decides he's going to go on his own. Gets it inside, well taken by Gregory. To Hanley, and he's going to score! And he's over onto the post! Great try by Wigan. Gregory showing great determination and great skill, and well backed up as ever by this man Hanley, who goes along the side of everybody. Puts Wigan into the lead. Having scored that try down at the top end of the ground, and the crowd loving that. They're really getting behind them today. They know Wigan are on top weight. Straight kick, 11 yards out. Down to a fairly packed Cop. Lifts it high and true. Wigan 6, Leeds 0. That should put a lot of life and a lot of heart into this Wigan team, who are battling hard against a very big, strong team. A lot of big lads in this Leeds pack. Switch of direction by Crooks, kicks it along the deck. Wigan have it covered, Hanley takes it. Shoving them away, coming powerfully, good run, manages to keep him played just inside the touchline. Gill coming on behind him. Gill decides he's going to have a run. There's no way through that tight, packed set of forwards. Switch of direction down the narrow side. Wigan dragged away into the Leeds half. Hanley marshalling his men as he gets it out to Gregory. Gregory changing direction, trying to go down the middle. Disappears on the big forwards. Big little man he is. Long one to Russell. Russell moving it out to Goodway. Goodway, an overhead kick. Powell's there. Goodway has him. Powell hangs on to it. Jackson having to run from behind to play the ball. Marshall goes in with the help of Gildart. Now it's Gibson. Gibson turning it inside. Onto Rain, and Rain is bounced down. Maskell, a long one to Ashton. Ashton moving it well across the field. Trying to stretch this Wigan defence. Wigan hanging on grimly. Andy Gregory into the tackles. Ashton gets a short one onto Tonks. And this time there's 3 forwards, and he managed to get the ball. He slips this ball out so well, Tonks. He's very, very strong, and that an arm stretched out by Sean Wayne to put them down in the 5th tackle. And there's the kick into touch. And the referee said it's a play the ball. They've kicked it into touch on the last tackle. So Wigan gonna have the rollover. Not quite sure what's happening. They think it's a scrum now. The referee's explaining the rule to them. They did the offend. I thought he'd found touch, and he has found touch. The referee thought he'd kicked it straight into touch, but he had found touch, so we'll scrum down. If it had gone into touch on the full, Wigan would have had a play the ball back from where he'd kicked it. Gregory to put it in. And it goes out to Gregory. On to Russell. Gill's come inside him and he misses out Gill. Long one to Hampson. Hampson coming inside. Gets it back onto Gill. Gill decides he's going down the middle. He's made the break and he has his ankle tapped at the last minute by Powell. Hanley. Short one. Onto Goodway. Goodway knocks him flying. Still going. And Rain comes over to complete the tackle. Wanted to play it quickly and they're hanging on to him. As Gildart decides he's going to have a little run against 5 yards of ground. Gill needing a 10, telling Mills to get off the field. He's all right. As it comes to Gregory, there was a suspicion of offside. There's Gregory change direction onto Wayne. Wayne is upended by Crooks. Dermot to Gregory. Gregory's going to put a grubber kick in. Been kicked over the in-goal area. Gurry's back to taking his own in-goal area. Marsh hanging on to him, takes his ankles. Leeds back on their own line, trying to bring it away, and once again Marshall going at him quickly, but that's determined running by Leeds. Again, a good valuable 10 yards of ground. Once again, now it's Gibson running crossfield and he's lost ground. Maskell waiting behind the play, the ball short when a Wigan forwarding as Tunks lets it go. Every time he's held, he flicks the ball up, expecting someone to be... Ball's gone loose, but Wigan are penalised. Referee said they hooked the ball out in the tackle, and so Leeds will have a penalty 2 yards, 3 yards out from their own line. Crooks lifts a high, good kick into touch. Just short of the 25 line. Taken by Pratt, running inside. Maskell to Ashton. Ashton trying to get his line going. Forwards trying to batter the way through. Wigan hanging on. The ball's been slipped. Onto Ashton. Ashton a long wide pass out to his right. Byrne hanging on to his man. Eventually rolls him over. To Ashton. Ashton to Powell. Powell trying to come down the middle. Hanley takes him. To Rain. Rain taking them on, managed to get his pass in. Coming inside, Wigan in a bit of trouble here as Wayne covers back. And referee not allowing it. Said it's gone forward. As Morris came tearing through. Wigan's put in. Forward pass on the far side. Leeds lying up very, very flat. As the ball goes in, it shoots straight out at the side. Got to go in again. Once again, it's straight out the side. Morris falls on it, and Andy Gregory's on him quickly. As it comes to Ashton, there's a big gap in the Wigan defence as Creaser gets it moving. Wigan having to backpedal, forcing the centre back inside. Strong running, onto Ashton. Ashton holding it. And it's been intercepted, he can't take it cleanly. Comes out onto Pratt, Pratt going inside, the referee signals back to one. Ashton to Creaser. Creaser a long one to Crooks, and Crooks' ball goes behind him. And it's still loose, and Wigan have got it. And Tonks comes in hard to a man on the floor. But it does not worry Lucas. As Andy Gregory takes it, decides he's going to have to come down the middle, and he's bundled back. Andy Gregory looking to his team saying, come on lads, get with me. as he moves it out onto Wayne. Wayne's feet go from under him as he tries to start running. Dermot moving it onto Russell. Russell turning it back inside to Gregory. Gregory, long one. Onto Gale. Gale's broken out of the tackle. Still dancing, still on his feet. Throws a wild one on, and Burns done well to fall on it, but the referee said it's gone forward. It's been knocked on. 32 minutes gone. Wigan still leading by 6 points to 0 as Ashton comes over to feed this scrum. Referee on the narrow side of the field. Goes in, straight out of the tunnel, and Wigan penalised in the scrum. Indirect penalty to Leeds. Crooks, from 10 yards in, just takes a little stab at it, so Wigan push back into their own 25 as Maskell comes over. It's not Maskell who takes it. But an effective play there by Leeds. Comes on to Rain. Rain goes driving forward. Hanley hangs on to him. Maskell switch on to Ashton. Ashton onto Medley. Medley going hard. And Wigan have been penalised for an obstruction. Bit of confusion, I think. I don't think it was said pulling a player back off the ball. And Creaser will kick for goal. 7 minutes to go to half time. Wigan 6, Leeds 0. The sand is brought on, and this has been a hard, tough, bruising battle between these two teams. The tackling has been absolutely ferocious. An easy kick, just slightly to the left of the post for Creaser. Want to kick right-footed, it's about 12 yards out from the try line. And he's missed it. That's 2 easy kicks missed. Well, Wigan are having a bit of luck. He should have back-heeled that over. Another let off for Wigan. Probably trying to hang on now till half-time. 6 minutes to go. As Hampson bangs out a deep one, and it's another good kick. Rolling deep into the 25, and it's Powell again, running it out. Tall, rangy. Lucas does enough to halt him. Dermot comes in to complete the tackle. Trying to make the break from acting half-back. Wigan cover it. As Maskell comes over. Maskell brings Tonks inside. Tonks managed to slip the ball nicely. Ball's gone loose and knocked on. And the referee said it's all right. Well, that's a surprising decision as it comes out to Ashton. Ashton to Tonks. Tonks gets it out onto Jackson, and Jackson is put down. Tonks. Long pass inside to Ashton. Ashton to Crooks. Crooks kicks deep. That looks like a good kick. Gill's back in time to keep it in play with his foot. Coming away from the touchline, and he bounced down. We're going to have got the possession back, which he should have had 30-40 yards further forward. Hampson now inside to Gale. Gale's through. He has the full-back to beat. He has support on his outside. Tries to beat them on his own. Throws an appalling pass to Byrne. Held on just that little bit too long and then threw the ball away. What a pity after a lovely run. Leeds back in possession to put the pressure on Wigan. Trying to come back down the middle. Medley turning inside. Ashton now behind the play of the ball. Managed to get it, his pass in. And a good Wigan come in last minute. Round the leg tackling, puts Maskell down onto Ashton. Ashton to Crooks. Crooks sends a long pass out. Now there's danger for Wigan as it comes inside to Gurr, and Gurr must be over in the corner. And that was a good break by Leeds. 36 minutes gone. Leeds get the first try on the board. 2 points in it. 2 easy kicks have been missed. Now can he get the hard one over? He lifts it high and wide. So Wigan will go 3 minutes to go to half time. Still have this precious 2-point lead. When they come back up to the halfway line to attack down to the Kop, David Stevenson to take the place kick. And it's Gregory who comes up along the ground. Awkward bouncing ball. Coming to Crooks, takes it clean. He's going to kick behind the defence. Hampson going across, bounces behind him. Picks it up cleanly. A lot of blue jerseys in front of him. As he tries to get away from them, he goes down with the ball. Marshall up behind the play the ball, having a little run. Puts his head down. Taken by Tonks and Maskell. Dermott on to Gildart. Gildart running a little bit cross-field. Short one to Lucas. Lucas, Killan trying to very young forward, taking them on as it comes to Gregory. Gregory holding it, a long pass. Goodway gets it out. Well taken by Stevenson. Stevenson coming inside onto Marshall. Gibson comes across to take him. Back to Hanley. Hanley inside to Goodway. Goodway to Gregory. Gregory changing direction back onto Goodway. Goodway up to Marshall. There's no way he can get at that. Looking a little bit weary. He's probably finding the pressure of this game a bit hard. And very physical. A minute to go to half time. And it's to play the ball because Wigan offending on the last tackle. And they go across and there's a gap in the Wigan defence and Gibson nearly through it. Gildart covered well. There's Tonks now going hard, flicks it back inside. Lucas is across covering. Creaser waiting behind the play the ball. Goes round the narrow side onto Rain. Rain running out to the touchline. Byrne hangs on to him. Just inside the Wigan half. Long wide pass comes out to Crooks. Crooks gets it moving and Gregory's in well. Having trouble taking foul, but he does enough to halt him. Ashton behind the play the ball. Onto Crooks. Crooks onto Gibson. Gibson going inside. Gets up again from the tackle. Not been buried. And David Stevens comes back to put him down. Referee signals 5 tackles gone. There's 40 minutes on the clock as it goes to Crooks. And Crooks tries a drop goal, which is way off the target. Understandable. The clock showing that the 40 minutes have gone. So Wigan will tap from their own 25. Happy to play it out as Marshall's coming into the centre of the field. And it's Gill who takes it. He's come right in from the far wing and he's bounced down by Crooks. Wigan keeping it tight. Gildart tries to bring it away and there goes the hoot of a very entertaining, very hard, tough first half. The players go in with only 2 points in it. Wigan 6, Leeds 4. And now we get our first glimpse of Adrian Shelford as he comes on to the field with Dean Bell, and 1 or 2 of the young enthusiasts have spotted him very quickly and are in to get his autograph as he makes his first entry in front of a Wigan crowd. It was sorted out by the Rugby League this week as to whether he's a Wigan player or a St Helens player. Getting a little bit of applause. 1 or 2 of the spectators recognise him. So Hanley leads his men out for the last 40 minutes of what could be a titanic struggle. Only 2 points in it. Wigan first out on the field. Hanley changes his jersey at half-time. Apparently he doesn't like turning out in a sweaty jersey, so he's the man with no number, goes over to have a last-minute word about his tactics with Graham Lowe resplendent in his red cap as he comes out, bright red cap. Wigan out early, eager to get on with the fray, waiting for Leeds to come out. No change has been made in the Wigan side. Long half-time, gone over the 10 minutes. Leeds come out ready to do battle. And Fred Lindop eventually out of the tunnel with the ball. Wigan to kick off. Wigan from right to left, attacking down to the pavilion end of the ground. This fairly makeshift Wigan team put up a very spirited performance so far against a team which has spent a tremendous amount of money this season. And there we go, David Stevenson along the ground, awkward bouncing ball. Jackson kicks behind the Wigan defence. Hampson's there to take it, coming hard on the burst, can't get away from Maskell and Powell. Gill's up quickly, Gill having a run from behind to play the ball, knocks Ashton off, but eventually Powell comes over and makes sure he goes down. Russell, short one on to, he's lost the ball. Handling been a little bit shaky on the pressure. Ian Lucas, now Powell comes tearing in, Hanley hangs on to him. Maskell, short pass, keeping it tight in the forwards as Lucas comes in, puts his shoulder in hard in the tackle. Long pass comes to Crooks. Crooks going back inside, is picked up and bounced down. Second row forwards went in well, and Wigan caught offside. 10 yards inside the Leeds half. Creaser decides he's going to kick for goal, going to try and level the scores 1 minute into the second half. Just about in line with the left hand upright as he looks down to the post at the spine cup end of the ground. Hasn't kicked well this afternoon so far. Chance here to make amends. And the game held up. Referee stops the clock. Ball none too steady on its tee, on its divot. As he tries once more, slightly round the corner. The whistles start as he settles himself down, and he lifts it high. And a good kick after the bad one. He kicks the beauty. So 2 minutes gone, scores level as Creaser puts that one over. Early setback for Wigan, caught offside at the play of the ball. 6 each, 38 minutes to go. Short one along the floor, ball was well dropped on. Hanley coming in quickly onto Maskell. Ashton moving it out to Powell. Powell, there's a big gap in the Wigan defence as Creaser's through. Backpedaling, turned inside, and there's a knock on, and it comes to Hampson. Hampson running it out, turning defence into attack very quickly. A bit of a let off for Wigan there. Hanley having a run from behind to play the ball, and he's lost the ball as he goes down. Referee trying to see who has it. A bit of nerves, a bit of tension. Leeds to feed the scrum. Quickly out to Ashton. Ashton making a break from the scrum, holding it, but intercepted. Stevenson must score. Streaking for the line. They're not going to get him as he goes over by the post. A bad mistake by Leeds. Ran wide, lobbed the pass, and David Stevenson took it sure and safe. Scooted over to put Wigan back into the lead by 10 points to 6. Gone. Leeds swapping and changing hands, and Edwards is coming on, and Marshall is going off. Great roar from the crowd after that substitution. Be interesting to see how Wigan change the line out. Russell going out onto the right wing. Edwards coming in at stand-up half. Fresh for this second half as David Stevenson 12 yards out. Make sure 12 to Wigan. Wigan 12. Leeds 6. Referee sending Edwards off. He's got to report to the touch judge. Making him go right over to the touch judge and speak to him. Looking at his number now. Yeah, it's a bit of indecision. Along the floor, off his legs. Referee says play on. Wigan being mauled out just outside their own 25. Gildart comes crossfield, trying to bring the ball away from acting half-back. Edwards wanting it, he doesn't come to him. Comes to Lucas. Lucas strongly onto Wayne. Wayne his arms are locked. He can't get rid of the ball. Comes to Edwards. Edwards putting a kick, a grubber kick behind the defence. It rolls into touch. Edwards would probably want to dominate the attack now. So clever with tactics. As Ashton comes round to feed the scrum. Ashton feeds and shoots straight out to Ashton. Gregory follows him. Hangs on, he gets away from Gregory. This time he doesn't fling any wide pass as Creaser moves it on to Powell. Russell going across to take him. And it's Byrne who's gone out onto the right wing. Acting now back onto Ashton. Ashton holding it, going inside in ever decreasing circles. Very ineffective there, Ashton. One of his mistakes worried him as Crooks puts the kick in, and it's a good kick. Slewed off his foot a little bit, and that caught Wigan out of position, but it was a good kick, pushing Wigan back to 10 yards outside their own 25. Russell has gone into centre and Byrne has gone out onto the right wing. Referee wanted him right on the 10-yard mark. Gregory feeds, coming out. Hanley picks it up inside to Gale. Gale dummying. Crowd groan, they wanted it to go to Edwards as Hanley decides he'll give it to Edwards. Edwards now trying to dance his way through the middle. Bounced down heavily by Medley. Dermot. Onto Lucas. Lucas coming in, crashing forward. Comes to Edwards. Edwards turning it back inside onto Wayne. Wayne has his legs taken from under him by Powell. Comes to Gregory. Gregory holding a little overhead kick. Edwards is there. Fly kicks at it. Edwards takes it on. Kicks past the defence. He's going to roll into touch. That caused a bit of consternation in the defence. Back into the Leeds 25. There's more variety in the Wigan attack there now with these two half-backs and Wigans combining well together. Varying the play as Ashton puts it in. Ashton gets it out. Sends a long one to Creaser. Edwards nabs him as he receives the ball. Ashton to Powell. Good way. And Gildart taken cleanly. Ashton turning at the play of the ball. Lucas is in again with Goodway. Goodway's not getting up. I think there was a clash of heads there. There's a gap. Goes behind the Wigan defence. Wigan backpedaling. Byrne hangs on to his man on the halfway line, and Wigan defence go back and cover. Helped by Dermot, who covered well over towards the touchline. And the Goodway down on the deck with a bit of a headache as Crooks making a break, turning it inside, and there's a break on. And covering well, and Powell's there. Wigan struggling at the moment. They keep it. That's a forward pass. About 9,000 Wiganers screamed forward pass then. The referee, I remember referees saying you only need to watch one side. The home side will tell you what the opposition are doing. Goodway back on his feet. Wigan to feed. Gregory puts it in. Out of the side of the tunnel. Got to go in again. Back's buckling a little bit as Gregory feeds. And a penalty to Wigan for feet up in the scrum. Gregory having a little word with the referee. David Stevens there ready to get it into touch. Down the popular side. Makes no mistake. Touch judge marks it almost on the halfway line. Dermot comes up, holding it, running at them, grovelled his way forward a couple of yards. Edwards, a short one on the narrow side onto Lucas. Lucas trying to draw them in as Dermot comes over, out to Edwards. Edwards to Gregory, running round him, turn back inside onto Gildart. And Wigan not making progress at the moment. As Gregory decides he's having a run and he's caught by Powell. Dermot onto Edwards. Edwards dummying and his feet go from under him. Referee says 5 tackles have gone. This comes to Gregory. Gregory, a grubber kick along the deck, into touch on the last tackle. Ashton to feed the scrum. In it goes. Backs all over the place. The crowd are groaning and the ball's gone loose. Been picked up. Edwards is in quickly into the tackle. Hanley breaking from the scrum. A hard, tough game. A clean game. Wigan hang on to Crooks, making sure he doesn't pass. As Ashton comes up. Leeds now playing it tight in the forward as Rain tries to batter his way through. Ashton from acting half-back. Kick behind the defence. Hampson having to get back quickly. It's a long one. Keeps it in play with his foot, just out from his own try line. Having to take them on. There's plenty of blue jerseys up there. Byrne gone back to acting half-back. Byrne coming away at the play of the ball. Running cross-field. Still on his feet, but doesn't get very far. Edwards wanting to play the ball quickly. Edwards decides he's going to have a run, gets a short pass in. And Gildart running across the field. Wigan not making any forward progress. As Dermot moves it on to Gregory. Gregory decides he's going to come down the middle. He's still struggling, he's lost the ball. Ball's loose and Leeds have it on the Wigan 25. Gregory wanting to get his team going, but as a result he's lost possession. And Wigan are stretched over on the far wing and they're coming back inside. And there was a great gap out on the Wigan right wing then, and they turned them inside. A short pass on to Tonks. Tonks in, the ball's loose. The referee will give the knock on. Tonks dangerous in possession. Leeds player flat out on his back as he came onto that. Gregory to feed on the Wigan 25. Looks as if it might be Powell who tried to come through onto that short pass from Tonks. Very tall, moves beautifully, lovely runner. Out to Gregory. Gregory falls on it, happy to have possession. Hampson coming up to act in half-back as Hanley with him, decides he's going to go on his own, and he nearly threw, but the cover goes across to take him. Byrne deciding he's going to have a run from acting half-back, getting 7 or 8 yards of ground before he's down, and this is a war of attrition, every inch of territory being fought for as Gregory switches direction. Broken down the middle, he has Edwards with him, gets it out onto Lucas to Edwards, and Edwards is being chased, has he got the leg? Tremendous run, and he's over! He's over! Great run by Edwards. That's a powerful break by Lucas, and Andy Gregory was the man who originally set it up. But Wigan got into top gear, and Edwards' legs flashed as he went over for that. He tore through and they couldn't get to him. Making it now Wigan 16, Leeds 6. They are 10 points in front as David Stevenson moves back just on the 25 line. 10 yards to the left of the post. And it's there. 18 points to what is today for Wigan. An all-British team. No Australians, nobody from down under, no Kiwis. The lads who've played so far are all from this country. And of course, Leeds and Masco's being brought off. These seem to have been out of the game for two substitutes coming on. Both Gunn and Brooke Cowden coming on. Don't know who will go hooker. 18 points to 6. Gregory knocks it down, but it's come back, brings it inside onto Hampson, who runs his ball out so well. Dummies to give it to Gill, who'd gone inside him, playing it safe in his own 25. Byrne stumbles to the ground, doesn't get very far. Lucas again, charging up to the 25. Dermot out to Edwards. Edwards, little overhead kick. Hanley's up there first. Hanley takes it cleanly, has Edwards with him. Gives it to Edwards, and Edwards is going to score again. He's been chased. Turns it inside, and Wigan have knocked on with the line open. Edwards caught from behind, but that was a great break again by Wigan down the middle. Leeds now back near their own line. Wigan just lost the ball on the line, and now they're trying to pin Leeds down. What a transformation since Edwards came on, and that's a long, deep kick by Crooks, and it's a good kick, brings it up to the halfway line. That saved his forwards an awful lot of draft. Gregory puts it in, and he's penalised for not retiring. He smiles, Riley. And Crooks, Oyster high, not found it, taken by Hampson, well taken on the touchline, knocks one off beautifully, getting the Wigan line moving, good weight, puts his head down, he's going to get caught in possession, lets the ball go, Wigan coming down the middle, Russell going hard, and he brings it nearly up to the halfway line. Now the crowd love that one, as Hanley comes up to act in half-back. Out to yards offside. Slippery Morris wasn't slippery enough. The referee comes over and penalises him for offside at the play the ball. Penalty to Wigan just inside their own half. David Stevenson, a good kick, finds it just outside the 25. Wigan, the tail's up at the moment. On to Lucas. Lucas puts his head in, and he's buried. Wayne getting ready for a run. And Dermot makes a run on his own. Takes it up to 10 yards from the line. Out to Gregory. Gregory to Edwards. Edwards to a long one on to Hanley. Hanley's going to get cut. He gets it back onto Hampson. Hampson gets it on. There's an overlap. As Wayne gets it on to Lucas. On to Dermot. And Dermot's battered down a yard short. And he's not getting up from that tackle. He was hit hard and he was twisting as he went down. But Wigan caused chaos in the Leeds defence then. That's twice in 5 minutes that Wigan have been so close, and it looks as if there's a problem. Referee stopping the clock. Dermot was hit extremely hard in that tackle. He was going well. He's only slight of build for a forward, and it was a fair tackle, but it was a crunching one, and he's been taken off. So Wigan are a man short. As a long one goes to Edwards. Edwards on to Gildart, and Gildart stopped dead in his tracks. There are some powerful men in this Leeds team. Gill behind the play the ball, on to Gregory. A long one. Wigan having to go back for it as Russell regains possession. Running wide, knocking them off, but he's followed from behind and put down. Edwards from behind the play the ball, gets it on to Lucas. Lucas charging forward. Referee says 5 tackles have gone. Halfway through this second half. It comes to Gregory. Gregory to Edwards. Edwards puts a kick in behind the defence. Could be awkward. And it's knocked into touch, and Wigan penalised for offside. Penalty to Leeds. Right on their own try line. And West has come on. Wigan are going to have to play with no recognised hooker on. Dermot having been taken off. And they've decided they're going to run it out. No, Crooks gets it into touch. West into the tackle. On to Powell. Powell smothered by the Wigan defence. Playing it round the close side as Crooks comes in. West in, eager, the ball's loose on the floor. And Morris goes down, and a bit of battling going on. Pity, this should be happening. I think there are more people separating people than there are throwing blows. And it looks like Hanley who's being called. Perhaps the referee's warning him in his capacity as captain. Hanley having a word with Graham West. Graham West wanted to make his presence felt as soon as he came onto the field. And he gives the scrum down. Both sides are judged equally guilty, and Wigan to put in. Wigan getting ready to make a move. Hampson coming up into the line out as the pack collapses, wheels right the way round. Fred Lindop shrilling on his whistle. As it comes out, Wigan lost it against the head, running across the field, long pass going. Rustling quickly with Edwards, bit of mauling going on in the tackle. Pity this game gets out of hand because it's been a good hard game so far. Gunn tries to charge forward. And it's Leeds who are being a bit bogged down at the moment. They're keeping it tight among the forward, and this is suiting Wigan really. They seem capable of holding them. Comes on to Tonks. Tonks coming hard. Slips the ball out. On to Medley. Medley trying to bring it away, and Wigan following the cross. Morris running in field, gets the ball across, and there's a big gap in the Wigan defence. They're keeping it moving, and on to Powell. Powell gets it out onto the left. Burns, feeble tackling, letting them come inside. And there's a strong tackle by Wigan as they cut back inside to take Gurr 10 yards out from the line. Referee says 5 tackles have gone, and Wigan penalised for offside, 10 yards out from their own line. And Gurr is hurt. He's calling to the bench. Taken quickly onto Tonks. Tonks moving it across. Wigan going in, trying to hang on to Jackson, and Jackson is buried as West comes in. Played back to Ashton. Ashton switching it on to Tonks. And that looked like a bit of obstruction as Medley comes inside, 5 yards out from the Wigan line. Gunn waiting behind the play of the ball to Ashton. Long pass going across, and the ball's loose, and Wigan have it. David Stevenson dives gratefully onto that loose pass. Hanley's up to acting half-back. He's having a little run from behind the play of the ball. Brings it out, 8 yards. Now Sean Wayne's up. On to Graham West. Graham West trying to take them. Runs into good strong tackles. Sean Wayne taking on the acting half-back role. Gets it out. Goodway puts in an overhead kick, but it's better than a pass. But Goodway's up quickly to take Pratt as he falls on the ball. And there's a nice break back. Ashton bringing it into Wigan, having to backpedal. Covering back, Jared Byrne going in. Now all the attacking's coming from Leeds. It comes out to Powell. Wayne went in hard. To Tonks. Tonks being taken heavily. Still gets his pass in. Edwards is up. Always seems to manage to slip the ball. 15 minutes to go as it comes out to Crooks. Crooks holding it, trying to come through. Turns the ball inside. Lucas can't take it. It's loose on the floor. Massive bodies. Referee signals back to 1 as Leeds get up with it. And Gunn moves it inside to Ashton. And Wigan are stretched over on the right wing. Goodway coming across well. Leeds now trying to go down the middle. Morris has gone into the centre of the field as Tonks comes across. Gregory handing on to him, and a nice slip pass. Ball's been knocked on. They just cannot prevent this Tonks from getting rid of the ball. He comes very strongly onto it and manages to slip it away. It nearly always goes to hand. Can't see who's looking for Wigan. They go in, they've got it out. Backs wheeling all over the place. Short one on to Hanley. Hanley trying it, being followed by Ashton. Stevenson trying to come inside him, but Hanley couldn't get rid of the ball. Now it's Stevenson on to Gregory. Gregory short one to West. West running at them. 35 yards out. Wayne coming up to behind the play of the ball. Gets it out to Gregory. Gregory holding it. On to Hampson. Hampson's nearly through. And he's bounced down, picked up and hurled down to the ground. Comes to Gregory. Gregory changing direction. Overhead pass. Out onto Stevenson. Stevenson going hard down the wing. And he's beaten him on the outside. He has support. Puts in a little kick. Edwards is there. He can take it. And he's knocked on. And it goes over the line. And the knock-on is given. If only Edwards had taken that cleanly, that was another 6 points. And that was a great run by David Stevenson down the wing. Nice little kick, put it in the right place. Edwards just couldn't pick it up, short of the post. Ball's out to Leeds, trying to come away from the scrum. Hanley goes across to take the scrum half. Leeds back on their own try line. Turning, did a good run, nearly brought it up to the 25 line. Crooks now charging in hard. Leeds keeping the ball moving as it goes out onto Girth. I think they realise they've got to spread Wigan about as Crooks holds it, puts a little overhead kick. Gilgart is there to take it, lobs it onto Gregory. Gregory gets it out onto Stevenson. Stevenson dummying back inside to Hansen. Hansen going for the line. And he lets the ball go, and Wigan have knocked on. Might have been better time with the ball when only just got it back. And settling down in a good attacking position. 12 minutes to go to half-time. Wigan leading by 18 points to 6. And Hanley hurt as he went down on that ball. And this has been another good game of rugby football. Both sides have shown tremendous skill, tremendous fitness, and great spirit. A clean game and 1 or 2 injuries, but not been nasty work. Hanley back on his feet. Wigan playing without a hooker. Dermot having been taken off, and it goes in. It's coming out to Ashton, a long one to Creaser. Creaser moves it across, and Wigan going quickly, moving up into the Leeds line out. Leeds trying to drag the way out of their own 25, and Wigan going in, trying to hold them there. Ashton, long pass out. Strong running by Leeds. Medley came well onto that now. Powell moves it inside. Ashton going across. And Wigan are in very quickly to take gun. Ashton behind the play of the ball to Tonks. Tonks a short pass. Still managed to keep it going and doing well Leeds as Gurr coming hard onto it. Referee signals 5 tackles have gone as it's flung back onto Tonks. Tonks holding it. A long one out. Ball's gone loose. Been snapped up by Wigan. In quickly on the loose ball. Comes to Gregory. Gregory holding it. A long one to Edwards. Edwards to West. West trying to stride his way through. Taken by Gunn. Comes out to Edwards. Edwards gets it onto Goodway. Goodway throws the ball down. All Gill can do is form. He gets up again and he's got away from them. He's gone for the corner. Can he do it? Comes inside. And he's held short. The referee's given the try as he rolled over. Well, I don't know how Gill did that. From nothing, the ball was behind him. And as he was tackled, he rolled over to make it now Wigan 22 on that Mossman and Ale in the Leeds coffin. They'll be happy with this one, a valuable 2 points, not far from full strength. And yet they've got this big lead, 22 points to 6. David Stevenson's had a good game today, good game in attack and a good game kicking. Across the face of the post, plenty of power behind it and length, but this direction wrong. 8 minutes to go of normal time, bit of a stoppage for the injury to Dermot. Creaser coming up to kick out to the Wigan right wing. And as so often happens, it's straight to Gregory. Whips it inside to Hansen. Gill's going to do a dummy run with him. Dummies him, doesn't give it him. Gets it out onto Russell. Russell being taken as he's with the ball by Morris. Short one inside to David Stevenson, straightening up, running into the defence. We're going a bit thin on the right wing. David Stevenson come up to this side of the field as Wayne moves it right onto West. West trying to come down the middle. Legs taken from under him. Wayne to Edwards. Edwards kicks behind the defence. A good kick. 10 yards inside the Leeds half. Picked his spot with unerring accuracy, put the ball right down on it. So Wigan once again coming to Leeds territory, but playing without a hooker, and they're not likely to see a lot of the ball, but they've won it. Hanley gets it to Gregory, onto Edwards, who has to pick it up. Knocks one off, back onto Gregory, onto David Stevenson. David Stevenson onto Hampson. Hampson, an overhead pass, and the ball's gone loose. Players struggling for it on the ground, but it's Wigan who have it. Gale is the one who comes up with it. Russell having a run on his own. Wigan turning it on at the moment. It goes to Gregory. Gregory, a long one to Edwards. There's an overlap as it goes to Goodwin. He can't get rid of the ball. They're mauling away at him. Hanging on to it for dear life. As Wayne on to Edwards. Edwards puts an overhead kick. Hampson chasing it. Angel. Hampson takes it cleanly. And he's in. Oh, didn't he take that beautifully? So high and takes it so cleanly. Beautifully placed by Edwards, and Hampson knew exactly where it was going, and he handles his kick so delightfully. Wigan 26, Leeds 6, and that was a nice try by Hampson. In from the left wing touchline. Another 2 points in the bag for Wigan, 26-6. A fine victory this afternoon. The size of this win will shatter one or two clubs. Shows that Wigan have a certain amount of strength in depth. And just wide, very close, but just wide. With 5 minutes to go, we're going to have a 20-point lead, 26 points to 6. And eventually we're going to knock the stuffing out of this Leeds side. Gregory got it well covered. Inside. Russell puts his head down. Dives with it on the 25 line. Gildart taking them on, playing with a lot of vigour. Lucas getting ready, wanting a short one. It's not him, it goes to. It's Graham West. On to Edwards. Edwards dancing, has to dance, but he's lost the ball in the tackle, so it's going to be a knock-on. Wigan knocked down. It's Wayne who's hooking, and it's out to Ashton. Switches direction onto Gibson. Gibson gets away from David Stevenson, but Byrne comes inside to take him. Long one to Ashton. Moving it out onto Medley. Medley running wide, running crossfield, not gaining any ground. Gunn tackled easily by Wigan as Creaser comes over. Creaser onto Ashton. Ashton on to Tonks. Tonks holding it, short pass. Gregory's going in quickly to take Jackson. Referee signals 5 tackles gone as Ashton sends a long pass out. A little grubber kick through there. And knocked down by Hampson. He knocked it back. And he's still on his feet. So sound when these kicks through. Wigan moving it out, long one to Edwards. Edwards gets it on to Gill. Gill trying to get round his man. He's followed across. Manages to stay in play. Richard Russell comes over inside to Edwards. Edwards a long one. Gregory gets it out, good way, taking it down. Hampson coming inside. It's snuffed out by Ashton. Wigan going hard down the right wing. Stevenson gets it out onto Byrne. Byrne coming inside. They hang on to him and force him down to the ground. To Edwards. Edwards, a grubber kick behind the defence, and it's a good kick. Once again, finds it 10 yards out. Out again. They've had a monopoly from the scrums since Dermot went out. And a bit of an overlap here as they try to bring it down the middle. Hampson forces them inside with a good sound tackle. Powell coming through. Andy Gregory's been named as man of the match for Wigan. Gone coming up behind to play the ball. On his own 25. Powell plays it back. Tonks coming round the narrow side, flicks a pass inside. Brookcard lets it go. Wigan have got it. Loose comes on to Gale. Gale on one of his cross-country runs. Sidestep through the middle. And he's skull dragged from behind. Grabbed by the shirt. Grabbed by his collar. To Edwards. Edwards holding it. Long pass to Hanley. Hanley out onto Stevenson. Stevenson dummying. Over on to Hampson. Hampson going for the line. Turns it inside to Hanley. Hanley knocking one off. Throws in. It's Tonks who has it on his own line. Just manages to stay in play. Grand stand finish by Wigan. And Leeds pulverised near their own line. Moving the ball across, and Wigan are up quickly and they cannot get moving. Back trying to bring it away. 2 or 3 yards of ground gained. Bit of a wasted tackle. Referee signals 5 have gone. As Gildart went into the tackle, it's flung back. Cooks puts the kick. Gill's back for it with Hampson. Taking his time. Snaps it up. A lot of blue jerseys as Gill goes into the middle of the field. Changing direction, knocks one off. Quite happy to go down as the clock shows 40 minutes. Hampson's up to acting half-back. Hampson decides he's going to have a run. Gibson hanging on to him with Powell. Gregory to Edwards. Edwards, little overhead kick with the full-backs there to take it. Gets away from Byrne. Good run by Gurr. Going powerfully down. Got an overlap with him. Puts in a kick for the line. Edwards is back. And it's going to roll dead. Too far, so we'll come back to the 25 line. And there goes Loot, and the Wigan crowd highly delighted with a great win after a very good, very great, entertaining match. Wigan players deserve that win, a fine win for the Wigan team. Wigan 26, Leeds 6, and Wigan now all set up and all fired, ready to meet Manly on Wednesday night. This is the commentator John McDermott, hoping you've enjoyed the film made by David Shaw, coming to you from Micron Electric of Gidlow Lane, Wigan.
Rex Wardsley, Managing Director of today's sponsors, Wigan Fabrication Company Limited. Rex, what about today's game? Have you enjoyed that? Tremendous performance by a team that was lacking some of the star names, should I say, but the young lads came in and did a tremendous job. At our time we were saying that this would look a real tough game when the game was 6-4. But it was a tough game, yeah. It seemed that when Sean Edwards came on, the game turned around completely. Yes, Sean played very, very well, as he always does, of course, but I picked Andy Gregory as man of the match because of his ball playing and also the first 3 tries that came from Greg. But that doesn't take anything away from the rest of the players in the team. It was an excellent performance against a very, very good, strong team in Leeds.
It really was. Now, today you sponsored the game for, I think this is the 3rd time, is it right?
That's correct, yeah.
And I believe some of your guests are as far away from London.
That's right, yes. They've travelled up from all over the place today.
They enjoyed the football?
Very, very much, very much. They started at midday today and they've all enjoyed it. And of course, we haven't finished yet, you know. We should talk about the game now and into the early hours, I would imagine.
Right, and when in a few minutes we'll be making the presentation to the man of the match, who is Andy Gregory, of course. And can we look forward to having you sponsoring again at Central Park?
Providing there's some places available next year, Brian, I would think there was every possibility of it, yes.
That's tremendous. Thank you, Rex.
No problem, thank you.
Peter Jackson, your first game today, welcome aboard. What about the English game? How's it here so far?
Oh, it was very fast, you know. It was a really fast game, you know. You don't get much time for a breather. I really enjoyed it, actually. I ran out a bit of steam in that second half. Obviously, you know, probably a bit of jet lag in that, but I enjoyed it tremendously. It was a great game. They're a really good side, Wigan, and well, they'd want to be a good side to beat Manly on Wednesday, I think.
That's right. Grand final 1 week, Sydney Grand Final 1 week, and Wigan the week after. Just comparing the two, how do you think Wigan will go on Wednesday against Manly?
I think obviously the big difference between English rugby league and Australian rugby league is the intensity of the defence, you know. And I think if the way they played out there today, they played tremendous football. If they can play that speed. And I think Manly might be a bit tired from the plane trip, and also they've won the grand final last week. They've probably been drunk for a week, you know, so they'll have to get over that. And I know Wigan are really keen to win, so I'll tip Wigan to win.
You going for Wigan?
I'll tip Wigan to win.
By how many points, Peter?
I'll tip them by 5.
By 5?
Yeah.
OK, looking at your own career for the winter in England, how do you see it going with Leeds?
I think Leeds got a big chance. You know, that was the first time we played together today as a side, and we had 3 new players in the team that have obviously travelled 12,000 miles during the week, and you know they got an intercept try and probably a few lucky breaks to. So you know, 6-4 at half time with a brand new team on the field. I think we can take a lot of heart from that, and I think Leeds will be right up there at the end of the season. Yeah,
it was a very close game. I think just after half time when the intercept try seemed to break your back, didn't it? Yeah,
it took a lot of spirit out of us, I think, and I think when Shaun Edwards came on, he made a big difference to their side, I think, as far as organising their players out wide, and you know, that little kick over the top he did was a real, you know, masterful thing, which comes from only great players, and I think he made a big difference. But as I said, you know, as our first run together, you know, anything can happen for Leeds.
What about Wednesday? Are you making the trip yourself to watch the game?
Yeah, we'll be here on Wednesday. Hopefully we'll be able to get a grandstand seat, but we might have to stand up in the terraces. But we'll be here anyway, and I'll be cheering for Manly, but I'm going to back Wigan.
All right, mate. Thank you very much.
No worries.
Matty Gurr, Manly fullback. You arrived this week, Leeds fullback. What about the English game?
It's a very much, from first impression, it's a much more open game. You do a lot more running in broken field. Sort of, you got to be on your toes all the time. It's not the intense defence, you know, hit it up, and then look to throw it wide. It's sort of just throw it wide, and it's 100 miles an hour. It's a good game.
Right. Wigan have got 2 nippy little halfbacks in Gregory and Edwards, who are creating a lot of play for their running forwards. How do you think they'll go on Wednesday night against Manly? Obviously, you've had bags of experience in playing for Manly. You've had a game today against Wigan. Yeah. Who's going to do on Wednesday?
Well, Manly's a very slick defensive side as well as a brilliant attacking side. I mean, the gaps that Gregory and Edwards were finding up the middle today, they won't find against Manly. The chip kick over, they won't get the same results as they got today against us. So they're going to have to be really on their game. They're top-class players, but they're going to have to be right on their game. If they get a chance, they're going to have to take it because they won't get too many.
Who impressed you from Wigan today?
I thought Andy Gregory impressed me with his skills around first pivot area. Shaun Edwards, when he came on, seemed to spark them a little bit. And the hooker, I was quite impressed with the hooker. He made a few good runs from dummy half, which gave us a few problems. But I'd say the halfback, Gregory.
All in all, are you expecting some fireworks on Wednesday?
Well, I mean, there possibly will be, but I think both sides being such great attacking sides they are, I think they'll be able to entertain the fans. I don't think Manly's coming 12,000 miles just for a stoush. I think they're coming here to show the British people how they play football and how they won the Sydney competition.
I mean, obviously you was up to the Manly camp right up to grand final last weekend, even though you didn't play in first grade. You obviously know the feeling there. Are they taking this game seriously?
Very much so. As I said, they're not coming 12,000 miles. There's a lot of prestige. Winning the best competition in the world in Sydney, I mean, there's a lot that goes with that, and I'm sure the players want to come over here, win the World Cup, the World Club Championship, and prove beyond doubt that they're the best football side in the world.
Who can we expect to see some sparkling performances from on Wednesday from Manly team?
There's a number of players from Des Hasler at halfback, Cliff Lyons, and with Michael O'Connor, Dale Shearer and David Ronson especially working off Cliff Lyons. Very electrifying runners. Dale Shearer and Michael O'Connor have got brilliant skills. And in the forwards, of course, Paul Vaughton is a great player, and Noel Cleal, well, he's Noel Cleal. I mean, every time he carries the ball, there's something going to happen.
Right. Can we expect to see you here on Wednesday night?
Yeah, I'll be here on Wednesday night with my Manly Ringer jumper on and cheering for the high-flying Seagulls. They need a bit of support over here. They're not going to get much.
Can I ask you, you're going to tip?
Oh, Manly. Who else?
Thanks very much, Matty.
Cheers.
All the best for a good season with Leeds.
Thanks very much.
Okay. Maurice, your young charges today, you must be proud of the boys.
Absolutely thrilled to bits. I mean, you're talking about Colts when you talk about Ian Lucas, Richard Russell, Martin Dermott. Come in, faced some very, very impressive professionals, and I thought stuck to the tack very, very well and pulled it off.
Was there any of the individuals that came across to you as outstanding?
Ian Lucas, I think he's just about 19. He's 16 stone and a half. He's got bags of courage, bags of ability, tremendous pace off the mark. He's played against a tremendous player in Tunks, let's face it, one of the biggest, strongest props in the whole of the game, and I thought he's done exceptionally well. He'd get my man of the match award.
Yes, he certainly did, because Peter Tunks today put in what I believe is an outstanding performance for Leeds.
That's right, and if you were 19 and left school a year ago and only played half a dozen first team games, it might be expected that you'd back off. Lucas didn't back off one jot.
It's obviously going to be some tough decisions for Graham Lowe now. The impressive performances of all these youngsters, one or two of the big guns out today. What about the team lineup on Wednesday? Can we expect it full strength?
Well, that of course is Graham's department, and he knows exactly what he's doing. I think he hit the nail on the head today when he said it was a club win today, not just necessarily a team win. 6 or 7 reserves, and it just shows the depth of spirit in the club. Wednesday, I think he's always had it in the back of his mind since the first time that the game was confirmed that he put out his first 13 on Wednesday. I believe, talking to Brian Case now, there's every chance of him being fit. I think Dean Bell will make it as well, so fingers crossed, touch wood, they'll all be there.
There's obviously been a lot of hard work put into this game against Manly, especially by you personally. What are you expecting from Wednesday night's game?
I'm expecting in excess of 30,000 people to scream harder than they've ever screamed in their life. I want fellas to scream as though the wife was throwing the chip pan at them. I want them to give it every blast that they can. We're taking on the whole of Australia, the whole of prestige in the southern hemisphere. We're representing Wigan and Great Britain and the northern hemisphere. I expect everybody to support the team to the 80th minute, and I think we'll get that.
Thanks, Maurice. If I could just bring in Maurice Bamford, the Wigan coach here. Sorry, the Leeds coach. Get that one, David. Get that one. Maurice, Wednesday night's game, as Maurice said, it's going to be a crackerjack game. How do you see it going?
I can't see anyone living with Wigan here, especially at top strength. And I think, as you and I have spoken about before, Peter, this is a game that if any rugby league enthusiast misses, he will kick himself for the rest of his life. It's the first national club championship, international club championship, between the champions of Australia and the rightful champions of Great Britain. And if I was 11-year-old, I'd expect my dad to be bringing me here because it'd be safe, and I would see the 2 of the best teams in the world at the present time, and I'd be able to remember that till I was 51 in 40 years' time, and I'd tell my grandchildren that I was at Central Park to watch Wigan versus Manly, and what a cracking game. Wigan won.
Can we obviously take it then that you're going to be tipping Wigan for winning on Wednesday night?
I can't see Wigan losing. I think, first of all, speaking from the head and not from the heart, I think Manly will find the trip too much for them. And I think that Manly will come over here with a thought that of all the years of propaganda thrust down the neck about weak poms and weak tacklers and no footballers. I think they'll get the shock of their life on Wednesday night.
Maurice, that must be a hell of a confidence booster, listening to comments like that.
Certainly is, when you consider that Maurice spent a number of years analysing Australia when he was in charge of Great Britain. He saw all the great players in Australia. He went across to the state of origin. For Maurice to tip us is a tremendous boost. I think the lads will be chuffed.
Thank you very much, Maurice. Maurice,